Okie dokie, we're back with some random characters, and let's see who we're going to get today. So it looks like we're playing the Reaper. We do start off with a storage bag, as well as a magic badge. So we could go for a big mana buff stacking type build, cupcake staff into stacking in Saiyan buffs. And so one thing I'm thinking of straight away is that cupcake staff. I'm going for infinite heat stacking. It sounds like a lot of fun, except our weapon is going to be a dagger starting off, which I really dislike. We got to take it though. I'd love to take the armor, but unfortunately, I think we got to roll to see if we can get ourselves another weapon, which we didn't get, and we're in a bit of trouble because we took a badge that literally does nothing for us right now. I'm gonna take you. I want to take the coal, but we got to roll. That's literally an item I do want to grab, and we're gonna have to take this wooden sword. So let's go ahead and take it. No, a pretty bad round one based on our items. I mean, we got a dagger with a single wooden sword and a set of healing herbs. Yeah, it's not that great. So, we're going to lose anyway. I'm going to sell this gemstone, along with our little amethyst, so we can go ahead and take a piggy bank, so we can potentially get some extra money, because, yeah, we're going to straight up lose this round. We're definitely going to lose this round. There's no doubt about it. We took a badge that doesn't do anything, and we have very little DPS. I mean, our opponent does have triple the weapons. With the shiny shell, they got a bit of a heal. With the Walrus Tusk, we're going to get a little bit more damage. Yeah, it's not going to be close no matter what we grab there. Now, we're going to grab both ones, and we're going to grab ourselves a broom, and this is looking so much better. I also want to craft up the torch. But we do need this banana. Our stamina is going to be a bit of an issue, but I still want to keep our piggy bank in. And yeah, we're going to move on. This is looking a hell of a lot better than a round one. Now, we are facing our opponents with a leather armor, with a shell totem. So they're going to stack up some on power, getting their damage this way. However, we're going to stack up our luck, so accuracy isn't going to matter too much if they do inflict some blind. We also get some regen stacked up with both ones, which is kind of nice, keeping us healthy. But we'll see. They got 3 in power, which is going to be a lot of damage. Can our regen keep us alive? Because with that poison stacking up as well, we're going to be in a little bit of trouble. However, we do manage to get there. Hell yeah. Now, we did get uniquely unique, which is why I was holding on to our Star of Courage. Do we actually want to grab it? Do we want uniquely unique type fun today? I think we're going to take it. Take it and see what we get from it. Rainbow badge, we can go crazy on all class specific items. I mean, we already have the magic badge, which is another treasure item. We can only have 2 more, so we got to be a little bit more choosy. I'm not going to take it. I will, however, take another ones. Let's take the banana. But I'm going to take our stone and I'm going to reroll. Now that is Freeman's Guide to Ice. We could inflict a bunch of cold and go for snow sticks, a Reaper type build, which is something we could do as well. But I'm going to take our fanny pack. I'm going to take our fanny pack to speed up our ones as much as possible. But I'm just going to leave in our torch for now to speed that up as fast as possible. Now I'd love to put our healing herbs beside our piggy bank, but to get max value on our uniquely unique, yeah, I'm going to rock on with this. This should be pretty decent. With triple ones, we should be able to stack up our buffs a little bit easier. We don't necessarily want to stack up mana, but getting that luck, as well as regen, is going to be super awesome. Except our opponent is just doing so much damage that we just cannot survive that. And that is a Bloody Harvester. We can go full on lifesteal. Now this is great once we already have some vampirism, but we don't have it right now. Because these do supply a lot of regen, which is infinitely stacking vampirism for a Hunger Blade. I'd love to take it, but it's way too early for it. So I think I'm just going to roll. We could end up going for that Dark Laws, if you wanted that as well. We could also use a regen to stack up luck and spikes, which we can actually use to get our power a little bit quicker, which is kind of nice as well. It'll give us a ton of spike damage. You know what? I'm going to take this fanny pack. I'm going to take this fanny pack. I'm going to take some regen. I'm not going to take any of these items. And I will be selling you to go ahead and grab our bit of storage. We can also move our piggy bank into this spot so we get a bunch of max life. We could take the Helpa to potentially go for a magic torch if we want to. I'm kind of down for him. We'll hold on to him. I'm still holding on to a broom to potentially go for a cupcake staff and go infinitely stacking some both. But our opponent is rocking a boomerang. They're going to be stealing our buffs. We got a solo torch to try and do as much damage as possible. They are taking a regen, and unfortunately, yeah, we're actually bleeding lives like crazy. Kind of expected our torch and our ones to do a little bit more, but maybe I'm a little bit crazy for expecting that. I'm going to roll like crazy to try and find a set of blueberries. I mean, Freeman's Guide is on sale. We keep rolling. That's a freaking badger. Well, it looks like we're going Magic Torch. Right now, I'm going to sell our piggy bank. I'm also thinking about selling Freeman's Guide because, again, Badger Spirit is nuts. I'm also going to reserve this bit of storage, but the Badger Spirit is going to stack up a lot of max life for us, and I'm contemplating actually speeding that up instead of our Torch. But let's get going once again. I'm not going to take the magic hat, and we'll see, is this Torch going to be good enough? Because this has a less than a second cooldown to attack. But our defense is a bit on the low side, but with our Badger Spirit, we're going to be using up our mana to stack our max life, which is going to be looking a lot better, except our opponent does have Turbo Shillies with some heals. And this is actually going to be proccing pretty fast, so they're going to get quite a bit of heals as well. But we do have double our max health. We should be able to start getting empowered with our wands right now, increasing our damage. Our Torch should have scaled up quite nicely. 10 DPS is pretty darn decent. They also have 10 DPS on both their weapons, except they are going to be running out of stamina, and hell yeah. Without the Badger Spirit here, we were going to be in trouble. Now we do get a puzzle badge. It is worth considering as well. But we did take our storage, so I don't think we're going to take it. Keep our options open for whatever unique we're going to get. Habit of Fortune. Okay, maybe not that great for us. I really did want us to go for a cold stacking build. That's for sure. So we can increase our chances to duplicate our mana with our magic badge in this spot. With Habit of Fortune, we should be able to increase our chance to duplicate along with our scaling damage, which is going to be kind of nice. We do need our Star of Courage down below. In terms of our Badger Spirit, we kind of want it in this spot. Do we want the chessboard? I mean, we could get that heat from the get-go, and it is pretty decent. I kind of want to roll though to see if we can grab ourselves another set of blueberries. There's one set of blueberries, and we go nuts. And unfortunately, we didn't get it, and it does give us a wonky snowman. It's like we're destined for a cold stacking build, and I just didn't go that line. But we're going to get a Magic Torch, which is going to use up a lot more mana, but it is going to give us a ton more scaling damage, which is going to be nice. And we don't have to worry about accuracy anymore as well. But is this really going to be good enough to take on an insane amount of armor with the Burning Blade? I mean, they're going to have more DPS in us, more defenses, except we're going to be stacking up our max life. We have the potential to get our power. It does take us almost 20 seconds to get our power. And now that we've got our power, it's going to be taken away because of the stone armor. So we could be in trouble here. However, we almost have 300 max life. I mean, this Badger is crazy. It's actually crazy good for us. But again, this Burning Blade has some lifesteal. It's 16 DPS, and our Torch did manage to keep up. Okay, speaking of crazy insane. Leaf Badge gives us our luck, and also gives us crits. I think that's going to be too good not to take here. For sure. If you're going to have one more unique, I'm going to take a fanny pack. We could go for Claws Attack. Low stamina cost weapon for Magic Torch. But I'm going to roll. And I do want to grab this to go for Hunger Blade. Magic Torch Hunger Blade. It could be kind of fun. I'm also going to move our unique down just a little bit because I want to slightly move this over. Because we can increase our crit chance on our Leaf Badge along with our Magic Badge. The problem with moving that over is our Badger Spirit really wants to sit back in this spot to get use of all these nature items. We also can add in our second weapon because our stamina is not going to be able to afford it anyway. But once we get our Hunger Blade, I'm going to add that in. We might need to move our unique off our Magic Torch. It does have a 0.8 stamina cost. So if we do add in Hunger Blade, it might not be too bad actually. However, are we going to be able to keep up? Because our opponent does steal some of our buffs. And they're going to get a lot of power, increasing our weapon damage. And they also have a Badger. Well, also with the Snowmaster, could be inflicting some cold on us. And unfortunately, it's our build. Except they do beat us down. And we do go down to 1 life, but we get 1 back. And we do have a Chase Mag. I think our best bet right now is actually take a Nocturnal Knocklifter. As crazy as that sounds, we need a big power spike right now. We're going to get a Hunger Blade. Unfortunately, I think it is going to be our best win con. Because you do give us mana, you also give us heats. I would have liked to go Mr. Struggles Cupcake Staff into infinitely heat stacking and just remove our opponent's buffs. But we are in 2 lives, so I'm going to take Nocturnal Knocklifter. We also got a Twine Badge, which yeah, we're not going to be taking today. We also need our storage. We do get a Twine Badge, so we could go for that Practical Large Greatsword again. I'm gonna roll That's Our Man Orb. Are we going Cupcake Staff? I don't think so. I think we're gonna get rid of it. And I think we're gonna go for that Mana Thirst. Now the position on this is pretty bad. But I think we should have enough mana to actually just get our Magic Charge to scale up for us. And you know what? Let's just move on with this. This should be pretty good. We should be able to stack up some max life with our Badger Spirit. We should be able to get our mana. We have a ton of regen. We should be able to lifesteal like crazy. And scale up our damage with our Magic Charge. With no real problem. And we're going to have infinite regen, Vampirism stacking, thanks to our wands. But after we craft up our Mana Thirst, yeah, it's not going to be the same. We got our Cupcake. Now the problem with this by itself is going to be pretty slow. I'm not sure if I do want that. Another Rainbow Badge, it really wants to give us all the badges. I think I'm just going to roll, and we could go for Prismatic Wand. I think we sell a stone. We take it. And we do want to craft up a Prismatic Wand. We do need to start off with 20 mana though. And we could also grab ourselves a Cold Mirror, which will reflect debuffs. Yeah, I'm down for taking this. Now this also really wants to sit up top, because that's going to be Vampirism, it's going to be mana for us, it's going to be really, really awesome. So I think for this round, I'm going to switch this to this side so we can put our wands in like so we can start off with a bunch more mana. And let's get going. So Prismatic Wand is going to be nice because, again, it's going to be another vampiric item. Since it is going to be one of every type. It's going to be mana, vampirism, dark item, holy item. It should be pretty good. It's going to be a little bit faster than the Prismatic Orb to stack up our buffs. And I think we should be in a pretty good spot from here. The Lifestealing, giving us time to scale up our buffs and our damage, is awesome. However, this should be pretty good. We need 20 mana right now though. The only thing is, what should we go for? Should we go double rainbow to try and duplicate the buffs that our Prismatic Wand does give us? Also, we kind of need this targeting our Mana Thirst as well. So we might need to move this into a slightly different position. But again, we also need this here too. So I'm going to move a whole set of rounds. We could take our double rainbow. I think it is probably going to be our best case scenario out of all these options. Nourish, please. It does give us time to scale up our buffs, but it's not what we want. Echo Battle Cry. We can honestly just activate our Nocturnal Locklifter again, but I do want to be crafting up Prismatic Wand. So I'm not going to be taking much Prismatic Orbs and using it with the Echo Battle Cry, which is one big win con with this skill as well. So I think, unironically, I'm taking double rainbow today. And we could actually take ourselves a Villain Sword as our last unique. Because the stamina cost is really, really low on it. It's going to deal a lot more damage. Now our damage on our Mana Thirst and our Magic Torch is going to be a bit slow. But 2 hits with our Magic Torch and we get that damage back. Yeah, I'm going to be down for it. I'm also going to grab a storage. And again, I did want to say, I did want to sort our inventory out. Okay, I think I'm happy enough for moving on with this. We should be able to duplicate a lot of our mana with our Magic Badge. With our double rainbow, we actually get 30% increased speed on holy items, which is going to be prismatic ones. We still get our vampirism from it, our lifesteal on our weapons. Yeah, let's get going. Let's get going. This should be pretty decent. We'll see. We are facing a Katana who is going to move a lot of her scaling damage, which could be troublesome. We're also going to move a lot of her buffs. We could definitely be in trouble facing this Katana. Especially with shielded as well. It's going to eat up all our stamina, which is a bit of a problem, since our stamina cost is going to be 0.8, 0.4, and 0.2, which is not that bad actually. But it's just a shield with multiple weapons, just eating up all our stamina. Now they do got another stone armor, which does honestly get rid of a lot of empower. And they got a lot of damage. The good news is they don't have crits since they rock in a piercing arrow with Divine Basket. If that crits, we definitely would have lost this fight. For sure. So we got extremely lucky facing our opponent. Now we got 16 gold. And I think for this round, I'm going to be taking a Bloody Amulet. I'm going to be taking a Bloody Amulet because we do want to go for some red colors. Once we get some red colors, we're going to get insane lifesteal. However, we can take this and we can craft you up, which I'm going to be down for. Now we could also move our unique onto our prismatic ones. But we're going to rock on with this. And we are getting stunned like crazy with its hammer, dagger action. They do got crossblades to speed up their freaking brass knuckles. I was forgetting it, but we do get our lifesteal healing us back up. Is it going to be enough? It's looking a bit close. Did we just survive this? It kind of looks like so. Hell yeah. Not too bad, actually. And we do get ourselves our Cold Mirror, which is going to reflect debuffs. And also, after 6 seconds, gives 30% of our buffs. Up to 20 of them. So it probably wants a chance to duplicate that with our double rainbow. And if we get mana, we're going to be duplicating that even more with our magic badge. The question is, do we want a cupcake? Because this could help us stack up our vampirism a little bit more with a Nocturnal Locklifter. If anything, I just want to find a color, mana orb, prismatic orb. So do we take out our magic badge? Stop seeing mage's items. I think I do. I will gladly take a small bit of storage. Let's roll. Again, I'm going to take a small bit of storage. Don't really want any of these items. We could take the bird. But if anything, I'm going to craft up more prismatic ones. And you know what? That's kind of nuts. Now the question is, do we want the toad? Because the toad will actually generate up a little bit more mana for us. Not only will it generate up mana, it will also give us luck to scale up our crits. Now we only got crits on our villain sword along with our magic torch. But once we get a red color, it should be pretty good. So I'm going to take it for now. And yeah, we're definitely going to grab a second prismatic orb. Now we are facing a double, well, a Bloodthorn and a Hunger Blade with the heart of the cards. They're going to get a lot of value. We're going to get lots of Vampirism, we're going to have lots of Lifesteal, and we're going to see who can outpace who, because we got lots of power, we got lots of buff generation, and we got lots of Lifesteal as well. Now they got increased healing efficiency as well, and a lot more max life until our Badger just passed them out, and hell yeah, that's 28 in power. So it's actually looking smashing for us. Because we just want to grab another Prismatic Orb. Place it in the spot. It's going to give us 10 mana. We roll once. And that is a Dark Frenzy. Now, actually grabbing that Devouring Spear will be kind of nuts. Because it helps us stack up our Vampirism. Do we want to hold on to it? I actually don't think we do. I think we just venture on. We venture on. We try to find more Prismatic Orbs. We find Mana Orbs. We do start off with 20 mana. So our Prismatic Wand should be able to give us an insane amount of power. Which is nice. Increase our damage overall, and are we going to be able to take on this mage who is going to be stacking up a lot of power and lots of max life, because they're going to deal some big damage as well, but so are we. And you know what? Yes, not going to be close. Definitely so. And I regret my decision because we literally got our Spell Scroll Ice Block. It is what it is. I'm going to take this out for now, and I'm just going to continue to roll. I'm looking at this on Dayflame Amulet because this could be an Amulet of Energy, Amulet of Life. Amulet of Steel is not great for us because I'm not going to be going for armor. We should actually just go in here and have a quick look at the amulets. So this one's good. Spikes is good. Amulet of Alchemy is not great. Amulet of Fortune isn't really that great. Amulet of Darkness is okay, since we're going to be inflicting a small bit of effect damage with our Mana Thirst. Amulet of Feasting is really bad for us. This is bad for us. This is good. I still think we gamble. Okay, Amulet of Energy is crazy, because it's going to refund the mana we do use. We can use it with our double rainbow to duplicate some of the buffs we get back. Hell yeah, I really want it in that spot. We might actually have to place our magic badge in this position as well. You know, since we stack up a lot of luck, we could take the carrot to get summon power as well. And also cleanse and debuffs. You know, I'm going to take it. Let's get our magic badge again. Let's roll. We do get our own heart container on sale. Why do we want that instead? Because it will give us increased healing efficiency. We don't need too much regen. I'm going to sell our Amulet of Fortune, and I'm going to take it. I'm going to take it as I just continue to roll. And let's keep going. That's more regen if you do want it. And I kind of have to slot it up in this spot, which is not what I wanted, but I think it is going to have to do. So this is going to give us some power. It's going to give us max life. It's going to give us increased healing efficiency. It's going to be really, really awesome. And yeah, let's get going. Now, our opponent is going to be inflicting an insane amount of debuffs on us, which could be problematic. And our Cold Mirror is going to have to try and reflect a lot of cold back on our opponent, but it's going to be a bit tough. It's definitely going to be tough. They are going to be taking our buffs as well, making it a lot harder to get our power stacked up, get our lifesteal online. Because one way we do lose is just if we don't hit our opponent. We don't get our scaling. And it's looking a bit troublesome. That's for sure. 84 cold on us. We are neck and neck, but that's so much colds. And holy moly, we've got a big crit. That crit literally saved this run. Now in terms of damage, we managed to get 34 DPS even with 100 cold on us. I mean, our magic torch was triggering every 3 seconds, building sword every 4 seconds with our mana thirst. So our DPS is actually pretty good. Even though it is only 34, but 100 cold is slowing us down like crazy with 30 healing. Definitely going to be higher, especially if we attack faster, maximum health gained. Almost 100 max gained. This was moving every 12 seconds. That's how slow. That's literally how slow our opponents made us move. And in terms of block, yeah, we got 30 block. I actually do want to see how crazy we can make this. If we find ourselves under Prismatic Orb, that's exactly where I want to get it. And I also want to find ourselves one Acorn Collar. So I'm going to roll. I'm going to grab this bit of storage. I'm going to keep rolling. We could take a second card for a little bit more power stacking, which could be kind of nice. Since it's on sale, might as well grab it as I continue to roll. We could grab a dagger for our villain sword to get a little bit more damage. And the problem with taking this is it does increase our damage, but if we come across a shield, our stamina is going to be non-existent, and I'm kind of scared from shielded. But can we find one Acorn Collar? Okay, that's a Prismatic Orb. I'll settle for this. For another Prismatic Wand, that's going to be awesome. Now I kind of want to place this in this position for now. Just so we can have this slot up a little bit better for ourselves. The problem is, I really want to place this up top. So we're going to have to take this tiny bit of storage. So we'll place you up top and have this back in here. So we're not going to be able to grab our Prismatic Orb this round. So I'm thinking about just grabbing another freaking card. Just going all in on cards. Cleansing debuffs again. It's exactly what we want. Just stacking up our powers. Exactly what we want as well. Increasing our damage like crazy. Now again, we're facing shielded, so our stamina is going to be non-existent, which is a bit tough. But are we still going to be able to win this one out? It's not looking like so. Again, shielded, literally worst enemy. And I mean, if we added a dagger in, we would have lost that even faster there. Well, let's go and grab our Prismatic Orb. We're going to craft you up into a Prismatic Wand. And you know what? We could honestly just keep this as a Prismatic Orb instead of going for another Prismatic Wand. I know this will give us more buffs overall, basically because every 4.5 seconds, but this gives us our instant 10 mana. Meaning that we're going to get our activations on our Prismatic Wands a little bit easier. So I'm going to continue to roll. Set of blueberries is going to be nice. We also need you in this spot as well. Which means I do kind of want to slot this in where we can have a chance to duplicate the buffs we get from our amulet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sell our card to keep rolling. And I want to waste all our gold rolling to see if we can grab ourselves a freaking mana orb as fast as possible. Because one mana orb, we get a big mana buff bomb. It's going to be nice. We still don't get our collar. Yeah, I'm going to rock on. We should be able to start off with a lot of mana for ourselves. Up to 22 mana, giving us enough mana to activate at least one Prismatic Wand to give us 5 in power, 10 in power off the rip. And this in power stacking is looking pretty good right now. There's constant damage, 14 power, lots of lifesteal, and yeah. I mean, I gotta keep it this way. It's just looking way too good for us. Unless we get another Prismatic Orb. But the likelihood of getting 4 Prismatic Orbs is gonna be insanely, insanely low. Do we want a Corrupted Heart? We will lose our healing efficiency, but we will get more in power and also decrease our opponent's healing. I really do like the increased healing efficiency, even though it is only 15%. And we do get 40 healing reduction. You know, I talked myself over. I definitely did talk myself over, and I kind of want to sell it immediately for this mana orb. Because this mana orb is just straight up nuts. The problem is, I want to slot it in here. Let's sell our stone. If we slot it in here, our double rainbow will have a chance to duplicate the buffs as well. The problem is, where the hell are we going to put our magic badge? We could slot it in this spot, which is not too crazy either. We could slot it over in this position, which honestly, maybe not that bad. I'm happy enough with that, to be honest. We got as much value on our Prismatic Orb as possible, except we're not getting mana from our Heart Container. So maybe we want to slightly move you over and place that in. So we get as much value from this Prismatic Orb in mana. So we get a big mana buff bomb, and we get our power stacked up. Now the problem when actually get the big mana buff bomb is we end up not having enough mana to activate a Prismatic Wand. So is it worth crafting up another prismatic ones? Probably not, because we still want our big mana buff bomb. We should be able to generate up a lot of mana in this spot, that's for sure. And yeah, let's move on. Let's craft up our Heart of Darkness to reduce our opponent's healing. And we'll see. That's a crazy setup. Definitely a crazy setup. They're going to get a big mana buff bomb themselves. We got a lot of blind on us. Our Magic Torch doesn't actually require accuracy, or neither does our Mana Thirst. We got our big and power stacking. We're dealing our big damage. Yeah, it's not going to be close. Holy moly. If we weren't rocking a Magic Torch with a Mana Thirst, we could have been in trouble. However, we did have quite a bit of accuracy, so never mind. We still had a 58% crits with a single Leaf Badge, which is crazy in my opinion. Now, am I wrong to keep this as a Prismatic Orb? I think that initial mana is just too good not to keep. I'd love another Prismatic one, but it is what it is. We could have gambled and seen if we could get in other Prismatic ones, but I still think this is going to be too good. Now, I'm looking at this. You're going to stack up mana, you're going to inflict blinds. We do take 10 damage per activation of this. We do have tons of lifesteal. So should we take it? Because it is a little bit, quite a bit of damage actually. It's definitely quite a bit of damage. You know, I'm going to take it. I'm going to roll. You are another vampiric item. We really do want to slot this down below, so we can add in that extra vampiric item. I'm still going to take it, and I kind of want to take this fanny pack, because you're going to be a magic dark item. I mean, we're going to get a little bit more value, although you are a holy magic item, which does give us increased healing efficiency. Never mind, I'm keeping you in that position for sure. But the reason why the dark item is going to be good is because it triggers this faster, which is always going to be awesome. And that's another ones, which I'm thinking about getting rid of our bloody amulet to grab another freaking wand. Let's not do that. Now, another Encyclopedia of Darkness. How crazy can we get? Now, we can also slot this in this spot, but then we lose our mana generation. Is that going to be worth over 8% lifesteal on our weapons? It is actually quite a bit of lifesteal. It is definitely quite a bit of lifesteal, because we could move our setup rounds to have max value on our lifesteal like crazy. Like this. But then this mana orb doesn't really fit in here. And we're going to lose a lot of value on our unique being in this position. So we're going to lose a lot of scaling damage from our Magic Torch, since it is going to have as much speed as since we're going to be moving our unique items away as well. But is this actually going to be more worth it? Because 60% lifesteal on our weapons is quite significant. We still get our crits, we never found ourselves one color, which is super unfortunate. When we dilute the pool with a Leaf Badge and a Magic Badge, what can we do? I mean, we did take out our Magic Badge to try and roll. We could have done that a little bit better for ourselves. That is one way we could have actually genuinely improved this build. I would have really loved to grab ourselves another Prismatic wand, that's for sure. And we're going to have an increased chance to duplicate our mana from Prismatic wand along with our Mana Orb. Now, it's going to be a little bit tougher to stack up our mana since our Villain Sword is not going to be targeted by our Mana Orb anymore. But I want to make as much use of our double rainbow as possible. And that way we have a chance to duplicate the mana that this does give us. Give us a hell of a lot more value. We still get our magic dark item. It should be nice. And yeah, that's probably going to be much better for ourselves. Let's go and see if this is going to be good enough. I don't really want to buy anything else. We are going to slow this one down. We are facing a Chili Cheese Excalibur. They're going to be going super fast. And they're going to stop max life stacking with snowballs. They have some heal reduction, and we could be in trouble with that heal reduction. Which is why I did want to keep our Heart of Darkness. Some red gemstones would have been nice as well. And with lifesteal, we can't actually lifesteal. So we need to scale up our damage pretty fast here. We need our 20 mana to constantly give us our power from our wands, which is going to be super important. We got 19 in power. They have 700 max life, 800 max life, 60 heat, well 50, almost 60. But we're getting our damage up. Now they're also getting their damage up too, but we have triple weapons with insane lifesteal on hit. They also resist some crits, which is a little bit problematic. It's 100 heat on our opponent's side. They're going to be going fast. 600 max life, or 600 current life they do have. 13 in total. We have 54 in power, and we should have constants and power stacking from now, which is going to be amazing. And we are running out of stamina, so we could be in trouble in that regards. They're still at that 500 life, but we're slowly whittling down. but they're also slowly whittling us down as well. So it is neck and neck actually. But I think we have it in the bag. There's one more big smack. Hold on a second, I could eat more words. Unfortunately, I do have to eat more words. I was full sure we were actually going to end up winning out there, but we end up just losing out at the very end. Even though we did have 160 DPS, our opponents did have 111 DPS. Villain Sword doing a large majority of it, with a Mana Thirst, Magic Torch adding into. In terms of heals, we did have 100 healing per second. In terms of heals, our opponent did have 67 heals per second. Now, in terms of max life gains, we had 183, and this is where our opponent is going to outpace us. Yeah, 80 max life gain per second. In terms of block, we didn't really have too much block. So we just ended up managing to get outpaced by a Pop Excalibur type build. Pop added in is kind of a nice setup. They were removing some of our buffs with the Burning Banner, but still, overall, a super fun build. Only one life left. Let's go see just how much rank points we managed to get. Plus 8, not too bad actually. But yeah, I'm going to leave you here for now. Just want to say thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, comment, or even subscribing. And I hope to keep a lookout for the next one. I'll see you next time. Okay, we're back in some round 18 fights, and we're going to see can we take on this adventurer build. It's looking like they're taking a huge inspiration from the Berserker, except with a break-in turtle and insane shields, and our stamina is going to be non-existent facing all these shields. But can we keep up with them? Because we do got a lot of power, we got lots of buffs, we still have our lifesteal, we just run out of stamina like there's no tomorrow, and it's kind of looking like we're keeping up. Hell yeah. Now, can we deal with this Anvil Thornbloom type setup with Turbo Shellies, healing reduction, King's Crown for some invulnerability? It's kind of a crazy looking setup, but they're going to get empowered, they're going to get spikes, they're going to have flat damage, and they're going to get invulnerability, stopping us from lifesteal. So we could be in trouble. However, that's a big damage, and just 1 HP, we do manage to barely win out. And can we deal with this crazy looking Crow build? They're going to be inflicting a lot of debuffs. They have a ton of healing reduction on us, so we could be in trouble. Again, they're going to be inflicting a lot of cold on us, slowing us down, inflicting poison. But do we have enough time to scale up our power? Because right now, it's kind of looking like so. And hell yeah.